I tried to learn to solve a Rubik's Cube in 24 hours with absolutely no prior knowledge of how to solve a Rubik's Cube or really what it would take to solve a Rubik's Cube. I thought I could just learn one simple pattern, apply it over and over and over again, and magically it would solve the cube. I was wrong. I got extremely frustrated.
What did it do?
And this is my journey to learn to solve a Rubik's Cube in 24 hours. Hello everybody, my name is Tyler Lloyd and this is my YouTube channel where I document my personal development journey and all that I learn along the way. Because this is a channel about personal development, you may be wondering, why are you talking about solving a Rubik's Cube? I wanted to solve a Rubik's Cube because I viewed a Rubik's Cube as one of those things that if you could be able to do it, it somehow showed that you were smart, intelligent.
Yeah, this thing's impossible. I can do it.
And it does take a certain degree of intelligence and memorization to solve a Rubik's Cube, but not exactly in the way that I thought. It is 11:34 Friday, January 8th, and this is a brand new Rubik's Cube. Before starting this challenge, I had no idea how to solve a Rubik's Cube and what exactly went into it. In doing this challenge, I set 3 goals. Not just solve a Rubik's Cube, there's several layers. One is figure out if I can solve a Rubik's Cube in 24 hours. Level 2 would be if I can solve a Rubik's Cube with under 10 minutes. And then just to add another level to it, if at all possible, if I can solve a Rubik's Cube while blindfolded. As I said, I didn't know what it would take to solve a Rubik's Cube, and now knowing what I know, the idea that I would learn to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded in 24 hours is absolutely outlandish. For those of you who don't know much about the Rubik's Cube, solving a Rubik's Cube comes down to applying a series of what they call algorithms. I like to think of them as patterns. And you work your way up the cube, typically starting with the white face and making a cross, then filling out all the white ones on this side, and then getting all the side pieces. And there are certain moves or algorithms that allow you to rearrange pieces, where you can see this piece is here, and I can apply in a certain pattern, and I can move it over here, and redistribute the pieces and slowly working my way up the cube. That's the most basic way of doing it. Now, to be able to solve it blindfolded, I would need to look at the cube, analyze where the pieces are, know which algorithms I'm going to apply in which order, blindfold myself, and then apply it. That was not going to happen within 24 hours. So here it is, brand new Rubik's Cube that I have 24 hours to figure out if I can solve this thing. I did slowly learn how to work my way up, and it was frustrating. Frustrating as hell. I don't think I have felt this dumb or ignorant in quite a long time, but I enjoyed it after the fact, of course. I became extremely frustrated as I was trying to solve the cube. I studied for several hours without really getting anywhere. Starting first with a course on Skillshare that taught me some of the fundamentals and the nomenclature of how to think about a cube, which I'll link to down below, and then several different YouTube videos, bouncing back between different teachers because each teacher had a different way of explaining it. So I essentially found a way that made sense to me for each of the different layers of the cube and then combined them together to be able to solve the cube. I'll link all the videos that I found extremely helpful down below if you want to learn to solve the Rubik's Cube. For those of you watching, do you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? Have you ever been interested in learning to solve a Rubik's Cube? Have you ever been tempted to smash a Rubik's Cube into bits and pieces and put it back together? Because I got very, very close while doing this. I actually looked up, was it possible to have a broken Rubik's Cube that couldn't be solved? I got so frustrated after getting nowhere about 10 hours in. So let me know your experience of trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in a comment down below. After the first day, getting into the first evening, I was nowhere near. I got extremely close multiple times, but when I would go to do the final move, it would screw it up. It would all get jumbled again, and I had no idea what was wrong. So I decided to take a break, order some takeout, and then watch the Speed Cubers documentary on Netflix, which I highly recommend. It's a nice short little documentary, and it shows these kids who are able to solve a Rubik's Cube sub 7 seconds. It is absolutely amazing. It was inspiring and also made me feel like an idiot. But it was a good break, and then I went back to working on the cube, and then my wife told me that I needed to go to bed. And that was extremely helpful because when you're sleeping, that's when you really commit things to memory. So while I was working on all these algorithms and trying to memorize them, it was getting that nice good 8 hours of sleep that allowed to cement those algorithms. So when I woke up the next day and started working again, I could get through the first several layers. Then it took a video that I found that allowed me to figure out how I could best solve the last layer, and then I finally did it. Finally did it watching a YouTube video, but it took nearly 22 hours for me to solve the Rubik's Cube for the first time. Then I went on to the challenge of being able to solve the Rubik's Cube without watching any videos, without any support, in under 10 minutes. 23 hours and 15 minutes after starting this challenge, I'm going to attempt to solve this thing in under 10 minutes. Michelle has scrambled the cube, and she's off the screen and gonna be timing me. Tell me when to start.
3, 2, 1, go.
Solved.
5 minutes flat.
Woo! Since then, I have solved this thing probably a few hundred times, become addicted to it. My fastest speed thus far is about just a little bit over 3 minutes. So I'm definitely getting faster, but it's a lot of fun. I only know a very limited set of algorithms, so I definitely have to work my way up the cube. If you wanted to learn more, there's different ways that you can approach it so you can solve it even faster, but that would be more memorization. For me, I'm just happy to be able to solve this thing. It'd be a nice party trick. If I'm over at someone's house and they have a Rubik's Cube that they haven't been able to solve, I can now solve it for whatever that is worth. I don't feel any smarter, but it's definitely good to flex that part of my brain of the memorization, some of the visual acuity and spatial reasoning aspects of my brain. And that's why I wanted to do this challenge, because this YouTube channel is all about personal development, pushing myself mentally, physically, emotionally to try new things, be uncomfortable and grow. And I definitely grew from this experiment. If you have any more ideas of things that you would like to see me learn or try, let me know in a comment down below. I welcome new challenges and always looking for something else to try to, as my wife says, to torture myself with. But I wish you the very best, and until next time, my name is Tyler Lloyd, and this is my YouTube channel where I document my personal development journey and all that I learned along the way. Bye. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you like this video, maybe you will like this video about Skillshare, one of the resources that I use to learn to solve the Rubik's Cube, or maybe one of my other 30-day challenges, like my 30-day burpee challenge where I did 100 burpees a day for 30 days. My name is Tyler Lloyd, and you can subscribe by clicking the head right here.